What's going on, you silly motherfuckers? In memory of. Well, let's move on. That whacked out, fucked up CTO of Ripple, David Schwartz. He's a fun guy, right? He posted, be cautious about the automatic market makers and make sure that you really know what they are before getting into them. Let's move on. Understanding what an automatic market maker is, you have to understand a little bit about, I'll give you a good example. The way that Forex works, your exchanges are basing multiple different currencies weighted off of one another. And what they do is one gigantic collective pool based off of how many dollars go into it and pesos come out and vice versa, which one has the most demand. And at the end of that, the total number has to equal a certain amount. Now, I watched a great video that actually explained this. Now, let's just say you have an automatic market maker that has two different types of coin. For example, we're going to just break them down into something simple. I'll use the same example that they did. You have a potato farmer, comes from a potato community. All they have is potatoes. They get sick of potatoes. Broker comes to them and says to them, hey, listen, we got an apple community. The apple community has a ton of apples and they're sick of apples and they like to be able to trade with you. And what we'll do is we'll put together, a certain amount, and the amount that you give me will amount to the same amounts to theirs. And that number has to come out to this much. So let's use basic numbers. 50,000 apples, 50,000 potatoes. That number comes out to 2.5 billion. This is the exact same math that they used when it was explained to me. All right. Now, with that being said, if a partner wants to go in and buy a ton of apples, the supply and demand is going to change. So the 50,000 plus 50,000 will always equal that 2.5 billion, but that 2.5 billion is the only constant. All right. So what they have to do is they have to create a value based off of what is coming in and what's coming out, what has more of a value. All right. And those weights are based off of small. And what I'm getting at is that 2.5 billion is always constant. If someone keeps taking those potatoes, the value is going to be more what's left inside that little broker's bag. All right. So what goes into the bag must come out in difference. See what I'm saying? Next. One thing that's glaring is you're going to have these types of liquidity pools with XRP, maybe Cardano, or XRP against like the Bitcoin. And what they're going to be based off of is, what's in there for weight already. So before you go and put your money into it, and this is what David Schwartz was warning about, before you go and put your money into it, understand what algorithm that you're working with. If you don't have a better understanding of what that end number is, the one that's the constant, you don't know where to base it off of. What if you're getting into one that's already running against the currency that you're putting in there? That's why putting new funds in there is it's not a safe thing. Wait until they pile up a little bit. And if you feel that XRP is going to have its run, load into it. Because at the end number, it's going to be based off of supply and demand. And if you think that your product is valuable, it's going to be used on the world stage, your automatic market maker could make you a ton of money. And with the threat of something running against it, you could lose a lot of money. And that's what David Schwartz is suggesting. So understand what you're getting into before you get into it. That's the best that I could do. I'm no Lou, I know that, but this is so you understand a little bit of why things are running today. The glitches were worked out, the automatic market makers on, and you're going to start seeing more and more volatility. I wish Lou was here to see this, man, because he'd be pointing to this right now. All right, shills, go fuck yourself, go fuck your mother. And fam, I'll do the best that I can too. I know other people will when there's things out there that you should be aware of, but I'm sure there's people out there that are curious what's going on right now. And there's a video out there, if you look up on Google, what is an automatic market maker? It's a YouTube video. It's gonna be the first one that comes up though, and it's illustrated, so like it breaks down a more vast picture of what's going on. Think that it will help most of you. Later, y'all.